Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies in early November. We're getting very close to your birthday season, my friends. I hope you're planning. Let's get it going here. What do we have for Saggy? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Please and thank you. What's happening? What are the vibes? What's going on for my good friends here in early November? Thank you. Very intellectual. Extremely intellectual type of energy here, and I do know Saggies are the philosophical types of the zodiac, which is true, but this is sharp. For some of you, hopefully this isn't an overactive mind. I mean, I feel like this is usually more beneficial than a challenge. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little bit. So we see this monkey here. It is dressed up as Shakespeare. It's holding a skull, contemplating its life. It is in front of a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics or equations in the background. This does speak about a fine-tuned intellect, someone that's extremely smart. So there is a lot of energy showing up in the brain at the front end of this week's reading. Now, for some of you, that could be very good. For some Saggies, maybe there's something you're seeing clearly. You see the truth of it. You're seeing very straightforward, very fire sign-like. But this could also be a little anxious. It could be a little stress-filled type of energy here with such an overactive thought process. But to me, I do feel it's just like very sharp mental acuity when this card is in the mix. So that can be very good. For some of you, maybe there is a situation that just has a whole bunch of your focus and you're thinking about it from a lot of different ways and paths. Not a bad thing, but I would also say for any cross watchers, when you see this type of energy, Saggy normally, to begin with, usually sees through things very easily. When this card is here, it's like I see through that and the things behind it. So like there's no fooling this card. We're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Saggy friends. What's happening? And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to rock, let's talk about last week's reading. I liked the vibe I was picking up last week. I'd say out of all the fire signs, the Sag reading felt the most promising. The reading was titled A Surprising Win. So keep that in mind, even moving forward through the next couple weeks. That could still be the case where something could really bounce your way, even if you weren't really expecting it to, or it just pops in out of nowhere. It felt really good to me. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because it could be your vibes or someone else you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Saggy friends. What is happening in early November? What is the energy around them, please? Thank you. 9 of Cups. Okay, so even the way your reading is leading off is already a stark contrast from the other fire signs. And listen, I'm a fire sign myself. When I'm seeing this energy lead us off, it's like, okay, this looks great. We're looking good. I mean, then again, it is only 1 card, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's get 2 more out. I mean, that dude looks happy, right? Looks real happy. Queen of Cups, yeah, good. So much softer energy in the Saggy reading than I was getting with the other fire signs this week. Lots of internal energy. Let's get 1 more. Let's get 1 more. I mean, you guys might be in the running this week for one of the better spreads, at least the top part of the spread for the whole zodiac, when we have Empress right there on the back end. So we're looking okay here, Saggy. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. My friends, I have some high hopes for this week's reading. At first look, first glance, elementally, I like what I'm seeing. Here on the front end, we're doubling down with the water. Now, when it comes to water energy, that is the realm of love. It's the realm of emotion, feelings. It's your internal self. It's who you are emotionally. It could represent creativity and feeling. So when I saw this logic This tells me that like your mind space and your mind itself, it's not going to be too cold with this here when we have all this watery type of energy. So this could be really, really nice. Depending, just know you might be feeling things intensely. That's the one thing I'll say. But even here on the back end, we have very powerful divine feminine energy here, especially with this Empress Venus energy. So I have high hopes for this, but you know how readings could go when we start clarifying. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we're starting here with the Nine of Cups. And we see this individual, they're sitting there, arms crossed. They got a big old grin on their face, surrounded by those 9 full cups. This is the card of wish fulfillment, happiness. I often link this to wins, like we saw last week, victories, something going your way. This person has plenty. This card can also sometimes represent sharing. That comes in more when we talk about the challenging aspect of this card. But to me, it's just open, it's warm, it's, hey, come on in, let's hang out. Like, it's just a really good type of vibe here. Like, this is someone you want to chill with when this card is in the mix. So just super warm and nice. So we'll put a blanket term of win or victory with this card, or wish fulfillment. In its challenge, sometimes this could represent somebody that's a little too giving, someone that's a little too nice. They give a little too much of themselves. So watch out in this time that you're not doing that, right? That could be spirit telling, like, hey, Sagi, I mean, do what you do, but don't do too much when this card is here. So we'll circle back on that. A challenge with the Nine of Cups could also sometimes represent overindulgences or doing a little too much of something. So let's keep moving. No judgment here. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Cups. She has a lot of similar themes and archetypes from both of these cards, actually. Queen of Cups could be a water sign you're connected to. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And she, if it's not representing a person, is a mother figure. Now, all queens in the tarot deck represent the internal aspects of their suit. So when we're in the water suit, with the Queen of Cups, that's like a double down or triple down of that strong emotional energy. This could be strong, nurturing, loving, caring, and you'll see similar themes when we get to that Empress as well. It could be intense emotions. It could be very, very positive as well. That's one thing I do say about the Queen of Cups, very positive, something that might make you smile, something that might make you happy when this card is here. What is the drawback of this, though? Like I said, it's the emotional intensity. There's a propensity with this card to suppress emotions, suppress feelings. So now would not be the best time to really do that. Finding outlets for strong energy could be important, because when I see the Queen of Cups, I think of something that's so intense. If you try to suppress it, it will burst forth like an explosive emotion. So I'm not saying that's definitely the case right now, but it's just super intense. Now, as we place her back down by the Nine of Cups, start talking about the next card up. We have the Empress. Ooh, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. And we see her there decked out in her dress with pomegranates all over. It does speak about exuberance, blessings, your cup runneth over. This is a beautiful, lovely type of energy to get in any reading. And it does link to Venus. So I link it to the zodiac signs of Taurus. I also link it to Libra because they're both ruled by Venus energy. If you're not connected to Taurus or Libra, to me, she is a card of blessings and abundance. And I mean, you see how we're lining these energies up. It's like win on win on win. It's like a sweep in a really positive way. So this is really good. In her challenge, what does the Empress speak about? Sometimes it could be somebody that is feeling a little smothered, right? Sometimes this could represent somebody that is a little stubborn or set in their ways, but I'm not necessarily picking that up just yet. Like when we go from the Nine of Cups to the Queen of Cups to the Empress, I mean, these are beautiful energies of potential and blessings and victory. Another thing I will say, though, there is a strong look towards motherhood, mother figures, fertility with both of these cards because they both link to that. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on for my Saggies, please? What is going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 9. And yes, for your reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. Let's get that 9 of Cups going. What's happening here? What is going on? Yep. There's a certain confidence to this energy here as well. Now, for a small portion of Saggies, this is like a return of something, or it's like I'm back type of vibe. So I feel like this is good, but I also feel confidence here where it's like, okay, I've experienced this before. I've walked this walk before. It's not completely uncharted territory. The Six of Swords is usually a card of coming out of choppy waters into calm. So yeah, no, this doesn't feel like a walk in the park. This doesn't feel easy, but at the same time, it's like, I'm confident that I'm going to win here. This could be a really good type of energy I'm picking up. The Six of Swords usually is moving away. So when I see it in reverse, it's something that's cycling back around. So it's like I'm back. It's a return of something. So again, we'll see how it all plays out, but I feel for a lot of you, it could be split into both of those messages. It could be multiple things, really. So for a portion of you, there could be certain things returning in this time, situations, people, but it doesn't necessarily feel bad, because to me, it's like I've dealt with this. Like I know how to deal with this. This isn't new territory to me. And for another portion of you, there is a confidence here. Like, even if the waters are choppy, screw it, I got this. So I'm already picking up this win-based type of energy. I like it. I feel like it's claimable. I guess it depends on your situation though, right? Let's keep moving over. We're not going to get stuck up there. We'll talk about it more during the recap. But yeah, big return-based type vibes. But let's go in on the Queen of Cups. Really want to get to that Empress over there too. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Please. Thank you. Conflicted. Okay. So I do feel for a lot of Saggies, and as a fire sign myself, I know we are not afraid of a little bit of a fight if there needs to be one, right? Like when I see the Queen of Cups with the Five of Wands, there could be some conflicted emotions about situations you're going through right now, where it's like, I feel super hot or super cold. I will say this could be a warning about explosive emotions, like I was saying with that Queen of Cups, where it's like if you suppress it too much, it could be an emotional explosion of some sort. So watch out for that. Make sure you do have like healthy outlets, especially if you're feeling things intensely in this time, whatever they might be. The Five of Wands, though, there's a confidence I'm picking up here in this spread. You see the people, they're beating the crap out of each other with sticks. So, of course, it could represent conflict. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there might be conflicted emotions that you're dealing with, where it's like I feel one way one second, then another way the next. But I'm also getting this very strong confidence where it's like, I got this. I'm not afraid of a little bit of a fight if I need to. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. Like there's a confidence that's carrying me through this spread. So I really like this, believe it or not, aside from the emotional explosion I was speaking about as well. So let's keep going. But it doesn't feel unexpected, right? So I do feel like if you do get into some issue or some problems or something that's not quite easy to deal with, it's like I'm familiar. Like this isn't new to me. I was kind of expecting this. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. We're going to see what that Empress has to say. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. I feel optimistic about it, that's for sure. But why is the Empress here? Why is she in the mix? Now, Saggies are not afraid of walking a tough road. And the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow just popped out of my hand as I was doing those shuffles. We have the beautiful 10 of Cups underneath the Empress. My friends, this is probably one of the best alignments you could pull in all of tarot. Like it's right up there. When we have Empress clarified by the 10 Cups in the upright, that is lovely stuff. So yeah, like the road doesn't feel completely easy, but there is this payoff on the end. I can't help but say like this is a massive win, victory, or even a blessing for some of you. That could be really great, where it's like the universe smiles down upon you. Now the 10 of Cups, in its classical form, I mean, we don't even need to get overly complicated. Of course, it could represent the home, it could represent the family, living situation, all that, especially when we link it to the Empress. But it's pure happiness, right? We have the 9 of Cups starting this off, the 10 of Cups ending it. So I feel like for a lot of Saggies, if you keep your goals within sight or know what the long goal is or the end goal, that will help you through any tough times if you stay optimistic and positive and keep your eyes to the horizon. Okay, it's not always about right now, right this second. Sometimes it's like, all right, how will it be in the future? And I think that's going to help you with a lot of the situations you might be dealing with right now. But yeah, Empress, 10 of Cups in the upright, whatever way we slice it, whatever way we cut it, that is beautiful, that's claimable, that's massive win, victory, or blessing, maybe all three, depending on how it all shakes out for you. But I like the prospects of this because to me, it's like well-deserved. It's not like it was easy. This is well deserved. So I really love it. Let's go through and do a quick recap here. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So I'd say out of all the fire signs, at the very least, I like Sagittarius vibe the best this week. But if you kind of look in the box, position number one, we're starting off here with the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Swords in reverse. So a good chunk of Sagittarius out there. I said it was giving me like I'm back type of energy. There could be something returning or something you're familiar with, but I don't think it intimidates you anyway, because it's giving me the vibe of like, all right, well, I know how to deal with this. It's like I know how to deal with it. Even if you do have some situations going on that aren't the easiest or they're a little unsavory, I don't feel like it's something you weren't expecting. I don't know why that came through the way it did. But yeah, there could be various things resurfacing or returning here. Either that or you're familiar with it. Already starting with the victorious vibe. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Cups with the 5 of Wands. I mean, I already mentioned several times, Sagittarius aren't afraid to fight if necessary. But to me, it felt more like emotional conflict. It felt like feeling one way about something, then another way, going from hot to cold, or just bouncing emotions here. And I did say watch out for explosive emotion as well. Like if you don't have a proper outlet for intense feelings, it could erupt in this time. On to the back end though, like even though the road was not always easy or is not always easy, there is a victory to be had. We have the Empress with the 10 of Cups in the upright, one of the best alignments we could possibly pull. So I think this is like chef's kiss, beautiful, claimable energy here, massive win, victory, or blessing. And I feel like overall as a general energy, for a lot of Sagittarius, keep your eyes to the horizon, stay optimistic. It's not always about right now, it's about the future as well. And it looks bright to me, even if the road is not always easy. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into those further. Let's get a shadow card for you, my friends. So let's get a good shuffle here for my Sagittarius. What's happening here, my guides? What do we got? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Oh, and yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, shadow card time. What's going on? Thank you. 2 of Pentacles, balanced type of energy. I feel like for a lot of Sagittarius in this time, even if you are going through some really difficult things, and I mean, a lot of you might not be with the energy we've been picking up, but when I see the 2 of Pentacles, it's balanced. It's like, all right, I could work with this. Now, for a small portion of you, when this card shows up in the shadows, it is juggling, right? So maybe some of you are very, very busy. Maybe your energy's in a lot of different places. That's very fire sign-like, right? And I know from experience, but when I see this 2 of Pentacles, it's harmony, it's a good positive result, and it's a balanced perspective. So I feel like for a lot of Sagittarius in this time, whatever the end goal is, or whatever it is you're pushing towards, or whatever it is you might be going through, if you keep a balanced perspective, you're going to get your best case scenario when this card is here. Also, if there are any situations you're dealing with where you feel like, I mean, it's off kilter, it's not right, it could be coming into balance here, like things, the force will be coming back into balance. That's just how it's showing up to me. So Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my all-time favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you feel is the most misunderstood? And if you're new to tarot completely, which one do you have a little trouble with understanding its meaning? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.